Hey everybody, thank you for joining me once again. Matthew, Watty's channel. This episode we are continuing on with the Series 2 WWE Mattel Zombies collection. So only 6 figures in this video, so again, probably looking at about a 12 to 15 minute video. Not a lot of backstories per usual in these sort of reviews, just kind of looking at the figures and giving a very brief description of my personal feelings on each action figure. So not going to do a lot of talking here in the beginning. We're just going to dive right into the figures. And the first one we are looking at is Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I don't know if you guys can really make it out, so I'm going to push this forward just a shade. And hopefully that gives us a little bit more light. I think that helps a little bit more. Alright, cool. So I'll probably keep this for the next video as well. So kind of like looking at Triple H from Zombie Series 1. This has the very same feel to it that that figure did, and I really don't like it. Because he's not really like a zombie character. This one kind of looks like Ghost Rider. You know, when... well, we'll use Nicolas Cage because he's really the only character I've ever known who portrayed Ghost Rider. So imagine Nicolas Cage in human form and then transitioning to the Ghost Rider. And that's exactly what this looks like, right? So, again, it's what I described from Triple H. It's like a He-Man type villain creature. You know, doesn't look like an actual real-life zombie. So, a lot of these figures that Mattel makes for zombies... Some of them, they really hit out of the ballpark. And then you have figures like this. They look super cool. Absolutely enjoy the look of it. But because it's, you know, not some, like, random mutant monster creature. It's intended to be a zombie. That right there takes away from the overall pleasure of the figure. So, for Stone Cold, it says, as the Hellraiser of WWE... Stone Cold Steve Austin is the perfect superstar for the underworld, still raising hell while raising his smoking skull head for zombie life. I don't know. But let's take away from the little head feature. I love the way that his kind of ribcage is kind of tore open right there. You know, it looks like part of his hand is actually missing, and all you see is bone. And, I mean, even the neck, I mean, that is pretty solid, don't get me wrong. This is an overall quality figure. It's just, it's not very zombie-esque for me. And per usual, we're just going to put them in order as how they are shown on the back of the card. So, Steve Austin is figure number 1. And like I said in the last video, Zombies came out in 2016, 17, and 18. So, each year we'll produce a new series. And Series 2, 2017. And it's kind of interesting that they put Zombies out the same year they put out Monsters, or that they put Zombies out Series 1 the same year they put out Mutants, etc. So, I'm thinking if they put out a third series of Zombies in 2018, they would have a different monster collection that year. Makes sense. Unless these figures really weren't as high sellers as you would suspect. But, anyways. Next one is Kevin Owens. And for Kevin, it says... Kevin Owens has always been ready to take on any challenger, especially with his Fight Owens Fight motto. And now as a zombie, the sentiment hasn't changed, only his bark. Bite Owens bite. A little bit bulky figure, not too heavy like the Bray Wyatt, but I mean it's solid. And you know, he actually looks dead, you know. A lot of tear marks into his skin over his face and forehead, on his arms. Actually, it looks like, you know, his hand has like some insides protruding, so that could be something that's possibly you can remove that arm or remove the hand or something. Pretty good looking figure. I'll make this argument. I'll probably continue to make this argument. I don't think that these line of figures were advertised for kids. I'm sure parents bought them for kids for play, but I mean, in all honesty, what could you really do with these guys? To me, I feel like the best use of these figures are to put them in a stand and put them on display because they look really awesome, but they're not playable action figures. And these are kind of figures I kind of feel like, yes, I would love to have them loose, No, I would love to have these loose. There are certain figures like the Jakks Classic Superstars. What I've said before, they look phenomenal inside the package, but if you were to take them out of the package, the figures wouldn't do anything for me. These, yeah, they look cool. I think I would love to have these loose on as like a display piece, but because when I have them sit over here on these shelves, they're basically looking like this, right? You got to pull them out like a book to kind of look and see what it is. It's just outside the mutants, which I have on the back of this display stand, glass display stand. I really can't. I don't have the space to properly, set up everything and like hanging on the wall and whatnot, so you can actually sit there and look at it. But Kevin Owens, another really solid, good-looking figure. This one I approve, definitely. A little caricature on the back. I think that this right here would make an awesome cartoon. Have like an WWE Mutants cartoon, or a Monsters cartoon, Mutants cartoon, Zombie cartoon. And they could like turn this into like, they could make it wrestling themed, sure, but they could also make it like the Walking Dead type of stuff. I think that would be fantastic. And as a cartoon, it can't be that expensive to produce, so I think that could be a highly successful series. So if anyone's out there and they have the ability to do so, let's make that happen. Yeah, I like this one. This is a Seth Rollins, and another character that you could make a pretty good argument for zombie, or you could look at it and say, well, shoot, he just got into a car accident or something, and he's just tore up. Either explanation might work. But this is the Seth Rollins zombie figure. And it says, this is Seth freaking Rollins. Now turned zombie, he's feeling even more freaking good. Fitting, since it's long been said that the freaks come out at night, and as the architect of the zombies, Seth has the blueprints to mayhem and madness beyond the grave. What's up with all the freaks in here? Again, a good looking figure. This one makes a solid zombie. Is it the best of the series? I don't think so. Just because he's very thin, yeah, it makes sense. When you start seeing the bones and stuff, the insides of zombies, okay, got it. From the knees down, this is an ideal figure for this particular set of action figures. Up, everything from like the knees up, I know, I'm okay with it, but I'm not like blown away. But that is the Seth Rollins action figure. This was probably one of the very first zombie figures I ever acquired, and I don't know exactly when I got her, but she had to be one of the first. I know that much. And who am I talking about? Sasha Banks. And I think I got this one first, or if not first, second, third, fourth, etc. And I think I got it because, one, I was interested in this line of figures. If I didn't already have it, it probably was like dirt cheap, like maybe $10 or something. But it says Sasha Banks zombified. Throughout the WWE universe, Sasha Banks is known as the legit boss, and now, as she crosses over to the other world, she is the reigning boss supreme, legit zombie style. I didn't notice that. She has like little sunglasses that she's holding above her head. That's pretty awesome. I don't have a lot of female wrestlers. What was it, about a year ago or so? There was a seller on eBay that had like all these like stacks of like probably 15 or 20 figures, and I bid up a pretty good price on them just because I wanted some female wrestlers. But you get them in, and I don't like the fact that they always make the women wrestlers so tiny and small. You can create, a female wrestler look like this. I mean, I guess the interpretation is, well, they're women, they're 100 pounds, where these guys are 250, 300, etc. You could make them that size and don't have to make them look like, they're overweight or something. You could still make a pretty thin figure, but using a much larger, scheme. So that's one reason I don't get the female wrestlers a lot, because it's nice to have some, but I just dislike the way that they kind of turn them into like little tiny Barbie dolls or something. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of that. But if you want to complete a collection, you're obviously gonna have to get this type of figure, and it looks pretty solid, so I'm okay with it. It says "dead" on her T-shirt, and I can't really make out anything else. Maybe legit, so legit dead or something. And then there's like something in green I can't make out. I don't know if that's a word or if that's just like claw marks or something. I like how her toe is kind of protruding through her shoes there. That's pretty solid. I like that. Good looking figure nonetheless. Alright, so we've got 2 more figures to look at. The next one is Brock Lesnar. It says, Brock Lesnar is the leader of Suplex City, and now having become even more of a beast, he is taking charge in Zombie City, devouring his way through its post-apocalyptic population, one soul at a time. To me, okay, I think I saw this on one of his mutant figures, where I kind of saw like a little branding on his chest, and it looks like he, again, I don't know a lot about Brock Lesnar. Okay, here's a Mattel Retro. Like I said, I don't know a lot about Brock Lesnar, so when I saw that sword on his chest, I really didn't think much of it. I thought it was just kind of like a little added build on for the figure or something, but apparently that sword is a real life tattoo. Again, Brock Lesnar, I never really saw him wrestle. He came in years after I stopped watching, so well, that makes sense now. This one is probably the best of this particular series, only because, yeah, he's got a nice little zombie look to him, and he is cut up in all the right places, around the area, around the knees, on the back of the calves, around the throat and arms. So overall, yes, this figure exemplifies a zombie perfectly, and Mattel failed in a lot of areas with this collection, but again, every now and then they do come out with the right figure and give it the right look, and I really like this one. And like I said, among Series 2, I think Brock Lesnar easily the best of the series. Is he the best of the entire series, the entire line? I think he would probably be in the top 3 in my opinion. When we take a look at Series 3 in the next video, I think there are a lot of really good ones in there, like Charlotte Flair and Kane, who I really enjoy, so I'll probably be able to make my determination at that point. Brock Lesnar, one last look. And the last figure is AJ Styles. Kind of like right there with Seth Rollins, not exactly an elite figure among this series. Pants down, I mean, he's got like a little gaping hole. Can't really make it out. I'm trying to find the right angle, but I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. But there's like a little gash on his back of his thigh right here. And of course, he's got little cuts and whatnot around his forearm. In the face, he's got a little bit of blade marks, but he looks more like a vampire in the face than he does a zombie. So once again, I think this was a failure of a figure. A little bit small, kind of like your Seth Rollins figure. So that right there takes away from the overall quality, in my opinion, as well. And like I said, this isn't a good figure to me. Is it worth having? You know what? You want to complete a collection, they're all worth having. But it's nice to have. Let's just put it that way. Not a favorite. It's just nice to have. So it says, the Phenomenal One, also known as AJ Styles, has an advantage other zombies don't. He has aerial moves that his prey can't see coming, earning him the new name as the Phantom One. Okay. We'll do one last look through for AJ Styles, and then we will close this video, and I will be able to move on to video 3. Alright. I've been wanting to talk about these figures forever, and I kept putting it on the back burner for so long, and coming down here and actually making these videos are only hovering around 15-20 minutes, so they're not like taking crazy long. I think originally when I wanted to talk about them, I really wanted to like give like this full on explanation and review of the figures, but I really haven't been doing that. I've just been talking about the figures themselves, which is fine. With these, like I said, these aren't really the type of figures that I think you really need history with the character. Just showing off the figure is what these videos are all about. So, all right, what is next? After this video, I'm going to stay down here, complete the last video, which is the Series 3 Zombies. After that, I'm probably going to take a day or two off, maybe. Meaning I'm not going to post a new video for another day or two. And I don't want to get back into original San Francisco reviews. I made those review videos last year. I think I did a pretty good job on them. But I didn't have all the figures. I was missing a few, and I think I've added a few more since, so it would be more complete if I redid it. But, I mean, you see my wall up there. I really hate having to, like, take all that stuff down and you know... And it's not just the card figures. I mean, you got to move because I have the loose figures sitting in front of their particular card. As you can see, I don't have them all loose, but... And you guys know that story. I had all these figures loose. I bought a Ric Flair red trunk on card, and after that, I needed all of them on card. Which I actually think some of these figures were easier to find on card than loose. Like, I just got Blue Bloods figures in maybe a month ago, and I'd never seen those figures outside of being carded. And on card, they're like $300, so crazy prices for them. But I'm going to shut up now, guys. I'm going off topic. This is a Mattel Zombies review. I am going to stop. I'm going to bring back the third series of Mattel Zombies, and I will let you know what the plan is after that video. Thanks, everybody.